Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss about capital budgeting, its concept and the application. So let's start today's class. So let's first talk about the definition of capital budgeting. So the definition of capital budgeting says that it involves long-term proposed planning and analysis before incurring any capital expenditure. So what we understand from this definition is that before incurring any capital expenditure, you have to do proper planning as well as analysis. Without doing proper planning and analysis, you cannot incur capital expenditure. Let's just discuss this term capital expenditure in more detail. Okay. So in your 11th standard, you have studied that there are two concepts in accounts regarding expenditure. One is revenue expenditure and another is a capital expenditure. Okay. Now when I say revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, what these two terms mean? Let's understand that first. So the revenue expenditure is an expenditure which you incur more often, or you can say regularly, okay, in day-to-day course in case of a business. While the capital expenditure is an expenditure which you are not going to incur more often. Okay, let's say in a time span of 5 years, you are going to incur that expenditure once in a while. Okay, whereas a revenue expenditure you are incurring on day-to-day basis or on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, or a yearly basis. Okay. Secondly, the amount involved in case of revenue expenditure is comparatively less significant. Okay, it's less significant as comparative to the amount of cost involved in case of a capital expenditure. In case of capital expenditure, the amount involved is huge. Okay, while in case of revenue expenditure, amount involved is not that significant. Let's understand this thing more with an example. So over here, we have an example of a purchase of a pen versus purchase of a car. So purchasing of a pen or a stationery is considered as a revenue expenditure. Why? Because we purchase pen or stationery more often or on more regular basis. Okay. And secondly, the amount involved in purchasing of a pen or stationery is not that significant. How much you are going to spend on a pen or stationery? 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees on a easily, even if you take. On the another hand, if I talk about purchasing of a car, okay, the amount involved in purchasing of a car is huge, significant, at least 5 to 10 lakh rupees minimum if I talk about. And how often you purchase car? You're going to purchase car once in a 5 year or once in a 10 year, not more than that. This okay. So what we understand from this example that purchase of a car is a capital expenditure. Why? Because the amount involved is significant, firstly, and secondly, this expenditure is not done on a regular basis. This expenditure is done once in a while. Now, let's understand that when we are doing capital expenditure, what is the relevance of capital budgeting this season or capital budgeting in that? So we have decided that we want to purchase a car. Now, before purchasing car, it's not like that one day we decided we want to purchase car, we went to market and we purchased car. No. For purchasing car, we have to do certain kind of analysis. So let's see that when we want to purchase a car, what kind of analysis we have to do. So first we have to decide that in which price segment we want to purchase car. We want to purchase car in a hatchback segment, that is 3 to 6 lakhs, or in a segment of sedan, that is 6 to 10 lakhs. Okay, first we have to decide the price. After deciding the price segment, second thing we have to decide, let's say we have decided that we are going to purchase in a price segment of 3 to 6 lakh, that is a hatchback, and we are going to purchase. Now we have to decide that which car we want to purchase. In that segment also, you will be having Alto, Ignis, Swift, Wagoner, which car you want to purchase. Now, how this we are going to decide? We are going to decide by comparing all these four options on the basis of what? On the basis of mileage, pickup, after sale service, looks, everything, cost, everything. On the basis of all these five, six factors, let's decide that we are going to purchase a Swift. And again, we have to make one more decision or one more analysis, that from where we are going to source this fund for purchasing car, whether we are going to source from bank through bank loan, or whether we are going to purchase car by our own funds. Again, this factor depends upon both pros and cons. Everything has its pros and cons. If we are going to buy car by bank loan, then it will involve interest cost. If we are going to purchase by our own funds, then there's the opportunity cost. So we have to understand, we have to analyze on our own basis that which particular source of finance is good for us. Okay, so till here, what we understood, that purchasing of car is a capital expenditure, and whenever we have to do a capital expenditure, we have to do certain kind of analysis before incurring that expenditure. So in case of car, as I said, that what we have the analysis or the decisions you have to take, you have to decide the price segment. In that particular price segment, which is the best available option, and then you have to decide that where you are going to source your funds. Now, similar concept is applicable in case of companies also. Whenever company plan to do certain kind of capital expenditure means want to purchase any big fixed assets or want to invest in any projects, they undergo similar kind of analysis work. Let's say a company want to invest in a new project for a period of 10 years. Okay, they want to invest somewhere, and there are two available projects are there. There are two options where you can invest, option 1 and option 2. Now, how company will decide that in which option they should invest? Okay, so what they are going to do, they are going to analyze this on the basis of the cost involved in these two projects, and on the basis of cash flow, future cash flow, which you're going to forecast. Okay, future cash flows which you're going to forecast in advance, to understand that out of these two projects, which project will be more profitable, and whichever project will be more profitable, we are going to invest in that project. And this whole analysis regarding the cost involvement and what I'm saying, and forecasting of future cash flow is your capital budget. And this whole process of analyzing these two steps, cost involved and the cash flow, these two steps and other decisions also are decided, they're taking decisions on other factors also, is your what capital budgeting decision. So in case of a company, whenever they have to undergo, whenever they want to incur any capital expenditure, they first analyze each and every aspects from cost, how much cash flow that project is going to give, what will be the sources of finance, what will be the time period for that project. All the small and big aspects will be analyzed, and thereafter a decision will be taken that okay, we are going to invest in XYZ project. So I hope you would have understood the concept of capital budgeting, capital expenditure, revenue expenditure till here. Okay. So thank you for joining today. Thank you so much.